What did they put up here on this bunker roof? Oh my goodness, there's so many underground features here. This is where the Germans hid away all their communication equipment. Just let me get you into some context here before the video continues. Just give me a few seconds. I'm, by the way, working on a German Luftwaffe project here, a video for you to enjoy later. Nevertheless, if you haven't seen part one of this fantastic German World War II Atlantic Wall artillery position, I strongly suggest you do. You can watch part one here where it says more. Just click on that, watch part one, come back and then enjoy this, because at this location the German had some huge artillery guns, but also we're going to see in this video and some other things as well, but we're going to see especially what is inside this fire and control bunker. It's a very iconic special bunker, but it has some incredible features inside, and I think you're going to enjoy that. So that's basically what I wanted you to know before you continue. So enjoy the video. Found another one here. It's not like a complete typical Regelbau with a special number or something, but this is also an underground complex. Let's see. This is more like an ordinary Regelbau. You can see this. This is castings, so they could cast the huge doors in here, but it doesn't look like they did that. So you have one room here, and I'm betting this is either a heavy-duty munition storage. There's something to the other room. Yeah, I don't think this was living quarters because I cannot see any ventilation going out. So more likely munition storage, because the thickness of the walls tells me that. And where it's positioned with the openings away from the ocean, that is closed off. And I cannot see bunk hangers in the roof, but then again, there are actually, this could have been a bunker oven position right there. So it could be a shelter. I don't see the bunk hangers in the roof, as I said, and that goes straight into the other room. That is very strange. This looks like from the ventilation system. And there could have been electronics coming in there. And this, you can see, is very characteristic. You put the inlays for the hinges here, you set up the door, fill that with concrete, and then the door is attached forever. So they never attach doors here, that's for sure, because otherwise it wouldn't have been looking like that. Wow! Let's see if we can find some massive fire and control bunker up here for you to see. That's the octagon with the flak position. There were about 100 guys positioned here, at least 100, 120 guys. Also, it was a very active position regarding how many vessels came by, but of course it will be only German and local vessels, no allies would come in here, because they would be like hundreds of kilometers out there, because the Germans would get them if they came too close. But this was a very active spot, and they also had flamethrowers. They had flamethrowers dug down into the terrain on the front side, covering the road. Also they had a 7.5 Feldkanone, 2 smaller pack guns, and I read somewhere they had 9 positions with MGs on turrets that could attack aircraft coming in. Also they had a very sophisticated antenna system just behind us on a hill.
This is where there used to be a gun, but today the gun position is filled in. There were 1 ammunition storage, 2 ammunition storage, 3 ammunition storage, and the gun was in the middle. But it's too bad that it's filled in now. This is the ammunition storage for the 5th gun.
Yeah, and I think also the 5th gun is next to it. So we should have a look at it?
Yes. This is the radio hub, ammunition storage, ammunition storage. Here where the gun was standing. And just imagine how loud the big boom will be.
Again, you can see the massive mount here.
Look.
Big cut down, scrap for metal. Just imagine how that would have looked if that was staying here today. That would be such an interesting view. Okay, look at that, Hugh. That's a railroad beam, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is.
It is a railroad beam.
That's heavy.
Sometimes you can see they produce a group with
Oh,
the
that's heavy.
with the data marks from the 40s or even 30s.
Oh,
It's definitely a railroad track. Is it possible to turn around?
no.
I cannot see any Krupp or
I
anything,
tried to,
but very many of these that we find around are marked with the Krupp factory in Germany. How cool. Another huge bracket here. Look at that. Massive metal piece. Also, looks to be primary munition storage. Sometimes there are writings on the walls telling the soldiers how many rounds and what type of munition was in there. And then you have, as Eli said, over here you have what looks to be the communication hub or radio central with the telephone, all of that, yeah. And there's even a switch there, it looks like. There's even a switch. So the communication system was in there. And then it was all about getting a firing solution. Fire at will or firing solution out there. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to check out where the firing solution came from, because what we have behind us here is one of the most amazing existing firing control bunkers that you could ever see. That is one spectacular firing control bunker. It is very iconic with the half circle dome in the front there and the lookout position there. You've seen that so many times. It has a special feature on the top, but what is very special here is actually what is still inside. So we'll have a little peek around it first on the outside, then we'll go into the deep and figure out what we can see there. You've probably seen war movies from the coast of France and all of that, and you definitely recognize this structure here. And you can see in some of the most spectacular war movies, you can see they try to take these down because these were the main reason for some of the coastal batteries to function. And without a firing control solution and all of that, it was very difficult to be able to coordinate the guns. And if you took out this thing here, well, then they crumpled and had no chance to coordinate their attacks with all the guns. This thing here is just very, very special to see because it's so iconic and it brings back all the stories of the D-Day and the Allies trying to knock them out. Here you can see where they looked out. Very, very heavy duty built, and there was very often steel shutters. Of course, they were away now, and then they had regular glass windows on the inside because this place could be very tough during winter times. And you can see, even in the wall, on the wall there, you can see that. You can see white paint again, and all the gear. You can see where it was. The telephones and the communication boxes, all of that was attached there. This was the main kind of hub for all the communication and firing solutions going off, and I can't wait to share with you what's inside there. You can see here all this was for attaching the camouflage canvas. See all of these hooks here on the side. Each and every one of this was to stretch down camo canvas to make it invisible, because it stands out like a dinosaur in the fields here. But with all of that camo and webbing and all of that over it, well, guess what? It was actually difficult for the Allied aircraft to spot it, believe it or not. So when you come up here, you can see this was a very important positions on the top. This could have been, yeah, that looks like actually a MG Tobruk machine gun position, protecting the bunker itself and the area you can see here. Imagine this scene here. That's exactly what happened there. And you come to the top, you have this very typical square area. There's ice here, Eli, so be very careful. You can see ventilation shafts coming up everywhere. This is where they would store maybe longer rangefinders. Could be a rangefinder actually standing here, Also here, there could have been that they put up some huge poles. Oh, scheisse, that is very slick. Be careful, be careful. Don't step on it, okay? You can see also here the hooks for the camo canvas. And this is basically where the rangefinder crew would be, collecting data. And all of these data would be transmitted further down into the bunker where the other crews that stood safe and did all the calculations. And when the firing solution was ready, all the crews could be either fired individually, or they could be controlled electronically by all the communication hubs down at the gun positions. And in that way, they could fire at the same target, almost at the same time. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very, very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. Are you ready to go inside this little monster of a bunker? Let's crank up the flashlights. Let's see if we can have it like that. First thing that greets you is the typical schatten or enclosure. But you can see here, first thing, one of the electrical connections are still fully intact there. You see that? Completely fully intact, shut with the cable. And there's a reason for that, and that is because after the war, this was heavily guarded, and the locals also had full control of it, so nothing was removed. But the thing is here, that inside here, there are some absolutely incredible features of German writing. You see that? So if there's some kind of gas dangerous situation, shut this thing here. And you can see here, there used to be a massive door here. And then suddenly, when you come in, Elias, are you coming? You can see there, Bereitschaftsraum, Kartenraum, Uberdruck, Ventil. This is like a shutter room, and this is amazing. See that? Kein Licht bei offener Scharte. No light on the inside when you open the shutter. That is what makes it so special, because all of this original writing is still here, and that is absolutely stunning to see, and it's very, very rare. Let's venture into this inner part here first. Bereitschaftsraum, preparedness room, something like that. There's a huge something there that I have got no clue what it is. Looks like a grinder. There's some kind of agricultural gear. Look at that. Kein Rausch bei Tage oder Hellnacht. Oh, there's so much writing here. I will not translate all of it. If you want to, take a screenshot, Google it, whatever. It's amazing. Just amazing. This is the emergency exit. You see that? It's been shut, but normally there is sand, some metal bars you can pull out, brakes, pull out the bars, dig out, hit the brakes down, and then dig out the sand, and you can climb up on the outside. That is pretty awesome to see. So, in this room here, most of the very special and very valued gear, electronics would be attached to the walls here. Also, this here is the living quarters. So you can see up here, you can actually see the bunk hangers. See them there? And that means these metal bars on the side here was actually holding the beds in here. Normally there would be a ton of communication gear screwed up there, so maybe they put them in another room. And this is, you know, This is where all the cables ran. So all the cables had been nipped out and recycled after the war, because that was precious metal with aluminium and things like that. Oh, that is beautiful. I'm going to continue in here. I'm going to go to the room where I think, yeah, this is where the communication gear was. Because here, next to this room, you have the Funkraum, the radio room. See that? Each and every one of these little, you see this? That is not painted. That is the different gear they used here. Communication, you know, radar equipment being attached here, all the telephone lines, all of that used to be attached on the wall there. And all you can see now, as I said, they painted it white. Tell me why in the comments. And even the ventilation tube still up there in the roof. And when you get into the Funkraum, I guess there would be even more of that. But that is so rare to see, that you have the original writing in fully intact condition. Coming in here, tons and tons and tons of cables. This was, as I said, Funkraum. And I've been into some of the bunkers where not most, but at least like 8-10 of these things are still hanging on the wall. We're going to share a very, very special explore that we did earlier, where you're going to see so much gear still hanging on the wall. You're going to be totally blown away. We were, because we never expected it. So this is the opposite room of the other one. So the crews would stay there, but you can see there are still bunk hangers here. See that on the wall or on the roof? There's still these hangers, and that is because these hangers were these beds here, and that is where the soldiers stayed. This place is amazing, because it's like a time machine, and you can see they put some of older windows here. You can see all of these attachments. They once had the German communication equipment right here. Many of these boxes here we've seen, you can see on that video they're going to share with you later, you can see there are telephone lines. Hundreds and hundreds of telephone wires going up and down and in and out of these units here. And this is where the huge main power supply lines would come in, and that is through what you see down here. So what you see here is each and every one of these used to be the main supply of lines coming in. You have one that is loose there. This one comes up from the ground here. You can see it here. Each and every one of these were marked. They were labeled very, very precisely. Each and every one of them would have a label and a number. And there's actually a number here. What's it say? 18? I think it says 18 on that. And all of this will be extremely well organized. And they knew exactly what to use and when to use. Wow. So we're leaving the Funkraum, the radio room, and we're going to go up to the half-domed area up here, and we're going to check that out. And you can see Eagle Eyes is standing there, guard duty, looking out. Let me show you what he's looking at. This is the horizon. This is what Eagle Eyes has full control of, and Hans Wilhelm, Friedrich and Anton from Bremen, they were sent here, and they also had full control of the surroundings. So the crew in here decided the outcome of each and every round being fired out there into the horizon. So when you turn around inside here as well, you can see the very obvious that all the communication gear also had to be in here. And there are phones and radios, power supplies, and it's just filled with all of this gear everywhere. Also see here how incredibly rusty the metal structures in here are, because the salt is coming in here with the winds and the storms, and it just eats away on all of the metals in the walls. So each and every one of these cables were once new, and they transported signals and power to make all of what was necessary to happen here on the coastal fortress, make that happen. And if these guys here in the fire and control bunker did their job, well, guess what? There would actually be very little left of a vessel out there being hit by 6 15.5 centimeter artillery guns. Power. Eagle Eye said, "Daddy, this is a very special place." And indeed it is. And it's such an honor and it's such a privilege for us to be able to go to these locations, to share these absolutely stunning images of what was once one of the most powerful war machines that was ever made, and to see what it is today. That is what this is all about. It's about true history. It's about the experience of finding that history and then sharing it with all of you. Indeed, that is thanks to you that we can go to such incredible location and find and share this special history with all of you. We have this little super thanks feature here. Basically your opportunity to help us out, to get some gasoline into the fuel tank, go out and find and share even greater history. What do you say, Eagle Eyes? Did you like this place?
It was pretty interesting, and I loved the fire and control bunker. It was pretty big and cool.
Yeah, very big, very interesting inside. And Eagle Eyes said that must have been a very important place. And do you think it was, Eagle Eyes?
Yeah, with pretty many guns.
Yeah, 6 guns. They were planning on 2 more, and just it's a spectacular place. But as I said before, thank you each and every one of you for watching, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, helping us out with maybe a PayPal donations or anything like that. It just helps us out to go out and find more. And as I said, there are this little feature called Patreon where you can support us, and we give back to you each and every month. So check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month and you can see that. Other than that, we're going to work more with some projects here. Until next time, just remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and you know, history is everywhere and we will take you everywhere. Bye-bye.
Bye.